Welcome back to Coyote Classics here in Green, Iowa. I'm Dalton, and today we're going to be checking out an absolutely stunning 1971 Ford Mustang Mach 1 429 Cobra jet car. Very, very few of these produced in 71, and it's a true one of one now. It's been fully restored in the early 2000s with an estimated $100,000 spent on the rotisserie restoration. They upgraded the power plant from the factory 429 to an even more horsepower Ford crate engine.
Yeah, 429 back in 1971. This engine would have came 375 horsepower. That's tons.
Yeah, that's tons back in the day.
Back in 71.
Yeah.
Now you add 200 horsepower more.
Yeah, now we have a dyno sheet. This motor put out 575 horsepower at the crank and over 400 at the rear wheel. It's an absolute machine, and a lot of times you see a car built like this with this kind of performance, and they're not always crisp around the edges. This car is crisp everywhere you look. The undercarriage, I'm going to show you real quick, and we'll go back to the engine, but the undercarriage on this is all painted body color, beautiful exhaust, beautiful suspension, excellent build.
I love this one, Dalton, and it just blows my mind that with all these documents, let's just go through that really quick. With these documents, this car was restored back in 2005.
Yeah, show the Marti report quick.
I will. We'll start that first. Perfect.
So, Marti report came factory, the 429 Cobra jet. This is kind of the breakdown. This is all total Mustangs with a 429
this is
coupes,
and an
automatic.
Convertibles, fastbacks, and Machs.
Yeah. And so that's the total amount of cars built. I think if you go online and look at just the Mach 1s with the 429 automatic, there's much fewer.
Probably
than
a couple hundred or something. Yeah. All right, so that's all this stuff. And the car came with factory air conditioning. Now, inside the trunk, we're going to put a lot of the factory air stuff back in it. It came with the car. Not all of it. I don't know what's all there, but it comes with it if you ever wanted to do it again.
Parts will go in the trunk to the next owner.
Yep.
Does not have air installed right now.
No, but it was factory air, so I just wanted to point that out.
Cool.
Really, really cool car. It's got power steering on it.
That's gotta be.
Look at those Cobra jet heads. I've just never seen anything like that.
Just a wicked build.
It's got a Be Cool aluminum radiator, dual electric fan, serpentine belt system, power disc brakes. As you mentioned, Dalton, it's got a transmission cooler too. As you mentioned, full rotisserie restored car back in 2005, and it still looks awesome today. And
they took this. It looked like it was a stock hood, and they did some customization to it because of that big engine and high-rise intake. You know, they did a wonderful job building that scoop out.
I mentioned this on the ad. Don't ask me to do it, because if I wanted to do it, I would have did it and raised the price way up. But I think a guy could probably go ahead and put just a lower intake, a little carburetor, get rid of that big air cleaner, and probably put a Mach 1 hood back on this thing if that's what you want. Mm-hmm. But this is a street machine, street beast, the way it is.
It's a super rare car. If you look at what some of these are selling for at auctions and what people are listing for them, a lot of them are bringing over 6 figures. Yeah. So this thing is.
Some were almost 150, weren't they?
Yeah, some were 150. I think the only other couple online for sale right now, there's one at 130 and this one at 59.9. It should sell fast. It's a sweet car.
Should sell this weekend.
Yeah. Front disc brakes, and I like the wheel and tire setup with this car. The Weld wheels, you got kind of the street. Well, that'd be considered street slicks, wouldn't it? Kind of like your Firebird startup there. Sweet car. You want to kind of walk around real quick?
Yeah, I'd love to. I'll go ahead and start in the front really quick. Now, 1971 had this rubberized bumper on the front, and we had the chrome one on the back. That's one way you can tell a 71 from a 2 and a 3, as they still have the chrome bumper on the back. It's got the front chin spoiler. Turn signal lights are really nice, clean shape down in there. There's your parking lights. As Dalton mentioned, beautiful hood. It's got the correct Mach 1 stripe. Nice even gap from front to back. And really for a huge hood on these Mach 1s. And look how nice the back of the hood lines up here. Really nice. As you go through the paint, you can just lightly rub on it, and it's all been buffed out and waxed to perfection.
And in 71, you still could get the chrome front too. I like the plastic front.
Didn't they come either way though?
You could get either way.
I'm saying the back bumper back in 73 were all the rubber.
Yes. Yep. 71s, you still had that chrome option, which is nice.
A lot of people don't know that you could get the chrome and the Enduro both in 71. Bottom of the front fender is awesome. Just beautiful black paint down there as well. I mean, you can tell the car hasn't been driven on gravel or anything like that over the last 20 years. I mean, there's hardly any chips in it at all down here. No bubbles, blisters, nothing, just gorgeous. It's got your dual sport mirrors. Beautiful paint on the roof, back glass, has a few little scratches in it, but a really good appearance, and the back shelf looks nice. The plastic there looks awesome as well. As we go in here to the trunk, the spackling is beautiful, really solid, nice trunk. It's got a car cover, that comes with it. Bottom of the trunk is painted beautifully as well. All new bolts for the trunk lid and spoiler and all that stuff during the restoration. Honeycomb on the back is great. We got the flip down gas door. Nice dual exhaust with cutouts there as well. They did go ahead and put on the tank, it's got a drop probably electric fuel pump down in here. You know, with that kind of horsepower, you got to keep up with the gas to it.
Absolutely.
As we go ahead and look up and down the side, super straight body. We have a little tiny chip here that's been touched up under the bumper. It's got drag radials, drag slicks on it. Tinted glass as well, really nice tinted glass. The back glass, side glass, got a nice tint to it.
This is cool to show on some of the documents too. It's got a partial build sheet.
Yep, nice.
Which you don't often see. And then I was gonna pull up find the dyno sheet, but it's also got tons of photos of the restoration.
Sure.
When that was done.
It's got a history of when it was sold and who bought it and so and so.
Yep. Then I'll let you continue. I'll
go ahead.
Grab you when I find the dyno.
One thing I really, really like about this car, and Dalton mentioned earlier, so many times when people make a hot rod or something with a ton of horsepower, they do not have an interior this nice. Mm-hmm. You know, this interior is super crisp. The headliner is great. The seats are excellent, very nice. And I like that they kept the factory seats in it as well. So the interior is basically like show quality original, except for the aftermarket gauges.
And it looks like when they did the restoration, the front seats have been recovered since the restoration, according to the photo book.
Okay. Inside corner of the door is great. Every piece of this car was, as you'll see in the photo book, was taken apart, painted piece by piece, and put back together.
Because they have the kind of the red knit, which would have been on the Marti report.
Yep.
And then they recovered them since restoration.
Okay. Corner of the door is perfect. No body filler, no issues there. Door jamb paint's beautiful. Rubbers are nice. Door panels are nice. They did put the little speaker plates in here with little perforated holes, both sides. Dash pad is excellent, very nice there. The paint on the top of the dash is beautiful, left to right, very, very nicely. You could tell when they did it, they took the windshield out and restored it properly. As we look up and down the driver's side, again, very, very straight. The black paint way down low usually is all chipped up. I don't see that that's an issue here at all.
Here's the dyno with the crank values, max power, 577.
Let me get you here.
577th crank, over 400 at the wheel.
Okay.
And they have a lot of other information just on the motor and cam that was used.
Good, good. What carburetor's in it, that kind of stuff. It's a Howard's cam, looks like.
Yep.
Jeez, perfect. Man, it's nice. Thought we had a couple chips and just a little particle we had to wipe off there. Bottom of the door, fender, quarter, all that's excellent. There's your front fender. Really good gap. We do have a couple tiny little chips just on the inside edge of the door here. Door handles, locks look like they were replaced during restoration. Driver's side hood, super nice and clean down there as well. As we go from top to bottom all the way down, just an excellent, excellent shape. Lower front fender, just listen to that, all metal, guys. Looks like they did new quarter window rubbers, new roof rail rubber, new felts. I believe it when the guy said he had 100 grand in it, even back in 05. I mean, if you take every bolt of a rare car and you build a high dollar engine like this, with 575 horse,
30 grand,
yeah, at least 20. Even back then, you know, and then just get it how everything's just hooked up. Wait till you drive this thing. I guess wait till you ride it, right? Driver's side seat does show a little wear right here on the very side. Other than that, the seat's in excellent shape. Just a little bit on that bolster. It does have a factory tilt wheel. And with that tilt wheel, we tightened it up everything we could. But with tilt wheel, guys, there's always just a little bit of slop. It had a lot when it came in, but we tightened all those bushings. Even the dome light works in here. The dome light works up above. I'd put this thing against a lot of the other fast, awesome Chevelles and stuff like that. This one just seems like it hooks up better with those tires. Oh, yeah. She's not a tire fryer, she hooks.
I'm excited to drive it.
Gas gauge works. We filled that up with gas. It's got 52,294 miles on the odometer. And that's just how easy it starts, right? We had it all warmed up to about 180 before. It's at 150 now. Oil pressure's at 25, 30. Revs up to 60. Volt gauge works. Just want to make sure the heater fan works. I don't think there's a heater in it anyway. Heater fan is the only thing. Just want to check it. Heater fan does not work. Horn works right off the steering wheel too. A factory tack doesn't work, but it's all...
And it moves a little bit, really.
But the thing is, with you got all that HEI ignition and all that, you got a Ford racing tack here, which is super important. You got to make sure your tack's operational and working properly on these things, especially when you got that kind of horsepower, you know.
And that shifter is I like a lot, especially for a car like this. It's nice because you go through the gears manually, first, second, third, and you can't accidentally go up into
And it's not some big ugly thing where you got to go like this. It's super shit. Well. Look at that. Just as easy as that. You got a performance car, boom, boom, done.
I'm guessing, is this a manual valve body? You got to go through the gears manually, probably. Something like this.
We'll try it on the way back. How's that? I don't know that you have to.
I think for moving around a lot, maybe, but.
It's got a little stall in it.
Yeah.
Wipers work as well. And you probably won't see it, just how nice the freaking interior is in this video. But the interior feels like you're right back in 1973, 75. It's nice, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's super clean. It just sounds good. It ain't a rattle trap. You know what I mean? For this kind of horse, big block put in here, so many times it's just to get rattling, you know?
Yes.
Now, we got the engine warmed up to 180. I think it's time to let it eat.
See what she can do.
You ready?
Let's do it. Wow. This thing's so fast.
It's just wicked, dude.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? We never once felt like out of control though.
Yeah.
Like with that awesome 70 Chevelle, I was boom, boom, you know, in the Challenger. So I don't know. Boom. This is one that's, you know, this will kick their ass in a quarter mile. Yeah. But me, I like a car to get loose. I don't know why. It's just more fun.
Yeah, this thing's built to just rip, and it's still ripped than street tires.
Oh, it's fun. Don't get me wrong.
But they built it so it's nice, tight. It's not squirrely with all that power. It's just well enforced.
Not at all. I don't want to make that sound like a bad thing. I'm just saying. I just want to drive it, dude. I wanted to go sideways a little bit. Kind of weird when it's like that. You feel safer though, don't you, dog?
Yeah, I feel safer in something like this. Where
your wife will be happier.
Got a ton of power and just straight as an arrow. You like to feel like you're about an inch from
death.
Yeah, you like to take it right to the edge and prove that you can bring it back.
It's kind of fun that way. Ready? We'll try this.
Like a freaking roller coaster. Right back.
The speedometer said 110.
I bet you were there. Because that truck was close to you and you left it a mile behind you. This thing is awesome.
No, but it's just constant torque. When it shifted into third, didn't you feel yourself just pulling straight back yet?
I think if Ford could have pulled something off like this in 71, they 100% would have. Like this is
if Ford could have put a 575 horse that handled the road like this, oh my God, it would have been the
That's
monster
why,
of all.
Even though this is such a rare, car from the factory, I love that they did this because
that's just drive, dog. How about our high-speed braking? Power disc brakes in the front. I'm just going to start it and drive and see what we got. That way our viewers know, if it's manual valve body or it's not. We just didn't do the research and check.
I think it's manual valve body. So you want to go through the gears manually, first, second, third.
I'm just going to not get on it and just see if we can just go from drive though.
Yeah. I love the way this thing's set up. And like you said, it's awesome when you have a performance car with this much power. It's just tight and nice. And
I mean, you could do it, but it's just easy. Just take it down to first.
First, then bump.
Love it, man. So a rolling roller.
And it handles like it's
That's the fastest fucking car we got on the lot.
Yeah.
There's no doubt.
And it handles like it's on rails too.
No, I mean just like one finger. The whole time I was driving down the center just because I just knew this was gonna be a fast one.
Yeah.
All right, so we're in third.
And it's got so much pull still. Wow.
115.
This car is outstanding. Hats off to the builder of this thing.
Holy smokes, dude. This, like I said, even though I never once felt like I could even get out of control, just the G-force of it and just how comfortable you felt.
Yeah. There's kind of
awesome.
a permanent smile on like both of our faces. Our lips are curled back a little bit.
And that awesome thing is this thing's been like this for 20 years. This is what this is meant to do.
Yes, it's built that way. Sick, dude. This car is awesome. It should be as good as gone. Check it out on the site, CoyoteClassics.com. Just a fantastic 429.
It is, man. I gotta take a little break here after this.
All right, thanks for watching. We'll see you on the next drive.